Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
If you look at this, I'm not going to play this because there's a funny comment in here where one of the analysts on here says inflation was never transitory except in Jerome Powell's mind. Which is really true, and that's why I've been such a fan of, look, I've been a fan of gold my whole life, but I can tell you, I am a huge fan of gold, especially right now because of inflation and everything that's happening. And I'm taking some of my gains, some of my profits when I'm able to, extra money, and putting it in Glint Pay because I know I want to have a certain amount on my app that I can spend to counter inflation, and I want to have a certain amount that I end up taking physical delivery of just so I can have it for my family. Look at this right here. Tom Emmer, most fortunately, the executive order doesn't ask the SEC to weigh in. SEC Chair Gensler has spent the past year intimidating crypto innovators and entrepreneurs with his unproductive regulation by public statement and enforcement action. His input is not critical. Look, I tell you, overall, it's critical that we maintain tech economic leadership on the global stage, and Tom Emmer looks forward to continuing the work, find bipartisan solutions to keep our great crypto community here in the United States. He has a long thread there, and it is absolutely fantastic. And shout out to Tom Emmer for all he's doing. Keep an eye out for this from Senator Cynthia Lummis right here. Been a long time coming, she says, but she is going to be introducing a bill to fully integrate digital assets into our financial system. It's almost ready, she says, and I can't wait to see it. And I hope, Senator Lummis, that it involves more than just Bitcoin. And we're going to see some things today that I believe is really a massive clue pointed to by Ashish Burla from RippleNet and his comments on the executive order. Just you wait. So all of this could play hand in hand with Senator Lummis's new bill. Right here, this is Tony thinking crypto. Tony Edwards is laying it down right here. And so is the former SEC Commissioner Joe Grunfest, who issued a letter to Jay Clayton 3 days before Jay Clayton and the SEC decided to sue Ripple over XRP. Listen to what he says, even to this day.
My question is judgment, right? And judgment is different than impropriety. And, it's hardly a secret. I had questions about the judgment involved in bringing the lawsuit against XRP. I had questions about the timing. I had questions about the implications. I had questions about policy. Is this a matter that's really best addressed from a social perspective by bringing a lawsuit, or is it better addressed by saying, let's look at our regulations?
Well said by Joseph Grunfest. Now, he's not going as far as claiming any improprieties, obviously, but certainly the judgment, the timing, the implications, the policy, everything else certainly in question in his mind, and he's been extremely vocal about it. Now, take a look at this, because this is Ashish Burla from RippleNet right here, and he says, today's executive order definitely put a stake in the ground on crypto like we haven't seen from the U.S. government. After years of crypto is only for money laundering or crypto doesn't have any real use cases, this is a refreshing read, and it really is. But I want to get to the point right here where he goes, one point that stands out is acknowledgement that many in the United States and elsewhere are underserved by the current financial system, and that crypto will play a role in changing it by democratizing access to finance using crypto and accompanied technologies. Now, I want you to remember that he said that. We're going to come back. So about the underserved by the current financial system. Don't forget that. And we're going to democratize that with crypto. This is a reminder that on the global stage, that the executive order from the current U.S. administration on crypto and Christine Lagarde from the ECB calling for MiCA, which is regulations for crypto in the EU, being passed are strong signs for a bright future in both the US and the EU. Anders L., you are absolutely right. And I thought it was such a strong point to make that they are happening right now collectively. And that tells me it is time, ladies and gentlemen. And the EU and the US are going to hit a stride for clarity and innovation in this digital asset, emerging asset class, and it is going to be something to behold. I think it is going to really make the early days of the internet look like child's play. I really do believe that. This is a reminder because we're about to look at something here. Ripple is not a security in the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Singapore, Japan, the United Arab Emirates as an example. But take a look at what's interesting about this article because it really is John Deaton here. And shout out to John Deaton for representing 65,000 plus XRP holders right now. He goes on to point out here that the executive order directs agencies to work with our allies and partners to ensure international frameworks. UK's Financial Conduct Authority declared XRP is a non-security. Japan's FSA declared XRP a non-security. Switzerland, the UAE, Singapore, and other countries around the world say XRP is not a security. Point being, the executive order directs agencies to work with our allies and partners to ensure international frameworks. Understanding that, although Ripple suggested in recent court filing that the SEC lawsuit could end before November 18, 2022, the case could reach a settlement before the end of the first half of this year if the SEC also follows the other U.S. allies to consider XRP as a non-security. So the executive order directing to work with other allies and partners could really bring this case to a resolution much sooner than the projected November date. Pretty interesting stuff. But let's come back to this, because the point stands out is the acknowledgement that many in the U.S. and elsewhere are underserved. Notice that, in the U.S. and elsewhere. Well, guess what? This was sent to me yesterday from Big Skinny right here. And here it comes is right, banking the unbanked. Postal Services launched banking pilot with the hopes of expanding in early 2022. Really? That's right. This was all the way back in October of 2021 when they reminded us that there was 4 sites located in D.C., Falls Church, Virginia, Baltimore, the Bronx, New York, will not accept any checks larger than $500, the debit cards to which USPS is referring as a gift card, will allow users to withdraw cash from an ATM for a free fee or purchase goods online or at retail stores. The American Prospect first reported the pilot. The initial sites and services are meant to be a proof of concept test for Postal Service APWU official says. The union is hopeful that the USPS will expand the pilot in early 2022 in both terms of services offered and locations where they are available. So the point is being able to offer banking services through the post office. This is exactly what I believe Ashish was pointing to, and it gets better.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.